Hey, my name is Ester Schwenning. I'm the owner of Lights Denture Clinic in Prince George, British Columbia. Typically in our industry of dentures, one of the things that we do offer most of our patients is to have their names put into dentures. And it's been one of those services that we've struggled with my entire career, and because normally we would typically put a piece of paper and it would be done during the time that we process a denture. The papers would sometimes crumple, the ink would bleed, sometimes we'd have to do an adjustment where a person had a sore spot right where the name happened to be, so we would in essence grind the name away. So name insertions were kind of a little bit of a difficult, time-consuming challenge that we always sort of kind of cringe when patients wanted to have it. We decided when we opened our clinic 5 years ago that we were going to switch all of our processing into an injection processing, which we would not be able to name insert because we were actually physically injecting the acrylic. We didn't have control while it was cooking. So we had to look at an alternative. And at this point we did some research. Somebody had the name of the company laser engraved onto a denture. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what is this? And nobody knew. And they phoned somebody, they said, oh, they had laser engraved their logo into this denture. And I'm like, this is brilliant. This is what we need for dentures. So we can just laser engrave people's names in after everything is finished processing. So that began my journey. And from there we did a lot of research, and it had to be user-friendly, it had to be quick, and that's where I came onto the YouTube videos of the Rayjet, the plug-in Ray, and it seemed to be sort of the best fit for our office. It also seemed to be a little bit of an overkill for what we needed it for, but as we were still a new clinic and we were growing, we figured we could use a lot of marketing, promotional. So in addition to doing the laser engraving of the names, we also engrave mugs, pens, flasks, giveaways, you name it, we've done it. For our immediate patients, we have mugs that we include soups and ice packs for post-surgery, and those mugs we're able to laser engrave our logo onto. So it's really worked well all around, but usually we use our laser engraver probably anywhere from 2 to 5, 6, maybe even 10 times in one day. It's just a quick switch, flip on, and the girls will have the whole name insertion process done in just a few minutes flat. So it really does save a lot of time compared to the old method. It's very industry recognized. Most nursing homes now do require that a patient's name is put into their denture. I know that in Prince George it's mandatory. We're seeing all sorts of inventive ways. People taking scratching dentures, writing the name on pencil, and taking clear nail polish over top. It's tough. It's really tough because especially when people are under a long-term care type situation, it's very easy for the aides to get dentures mixed up, or sometimes dentures will get left in the dining hall, or sometimes people will steal each other's dentures. Unfortunately, it does happen. So in a nursing home setting, it is generally recognized as pretty much mandatory to have their name put in it. For all of our patients, we've just included it in every single denture package. If you have a denture made at Northern Lights Denture Clinic, unless you specifically request not to, we do put your name into the denture for a couple of reasons. Even if you're young, you never know if you're going to get put into the hospital. It could be an emergency, it could be a car accident, it could be whatever. And the first thing they do is they remove eyeglasses and they remove teeth. If the teeth become separated from you and they don't recognize whose teeth they are, dentures harbor a lot of bacteria. They're considered a biohazard and they are thrown out. So just having your name in there is just a little bit of extra insurance. It's not a large fee for the patients. I believe it's $30. It kind of ensures that those teeth are going to go back to that patient. And it's something that when patients see it on their denture and it's so impressive and it's clear and they're like, wow, that's, thank you very much, because no one really knows what life's going to throw them. We purchased our laser, I think it was about 4 years ago. It was kind of a big chunk of change, especially being a new business, and this is something that no denture clinic had ever had before. So what we did is when we packaged up, we sort of had made it, name insertions were included in all packages. Everybody had it. In the first year, we billed $28,000 in name insertion charges. So we more than recouped it, and so that our fees, I guess you could say our fees were recouped in less than 6 months. In addition to that, all of our merchandise, merchandising and marketing, we no longer had to outsource. We were able to do that in-house, so it was wonderful. The second thing that we do is we put an expiry date on the dentures, and this has probably been our #1 feature because time goes by fast. Everybody thinks it's been a year, but it's actually been 3. And patients are very, very hard to comply with proper recall care. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying a good majority of denture patients got to the situation where they're in because they weren't seeing their dentist every 6 months, or for whatever reason. So by every time and every morning or every evening when they're brushing their teeth and they see that their teeth expire, just like the milk in their fridge expires, everything has an expiry date nowadays, and their dentures really they do expire. And if a person isn't getting that proper care and maintenance of having their relines or the rebases every 2 years, or 2 to 3 years, their new dentures every 5 to 8 years, it can become a health hazard to them. Bacteria levels get higher, they're not chewing at an optimum function. And now if one of my patients goes to any of my colleagues in British Columbia or Alberta or wherever they happen to go, and they say that they're having troubles with their dentures and they're not working well, that dentist or denturist or prosthodontist is able to take one look at an appliance that we've made, and they could say, this expired 6 months ago, or this expired 5 years ago, this really should have been replaced. And then takes all the guesswork out of it. And it's just, and the amount of recalls, and patients now are more compliant on coming back and getting their service. So we, as a business side of things, have noticed a growth just in our returns and our recalls, and it's made it easier